Pam. I'm a 24-year-old office worker. I live with my parents. This is my cousin, Jenna. She lived in the neighborhood. She was 2 years younger than me. She was the same age as my sister, Lilly. Our parents were good friends, so we always hung out like this. Pam, I got you something. What is it? Can I open it? Sure. Wow, this is so cute. It's a bunny-shaped chocolate. Yep, happy Valentine's Day. Thank you so much. Can I try it? Of course, but, hey, don't tell Lilly about this, okay? If she finds out I didn't get her anything, she'll get really mad. Right, sorry about her. No, it's not your fault, Pam. Jenna and her parents were really nice people. But my sister Lilly, she was quite the troublemaker. Back in elementary school, she always stole my stuff. We were just kids, so I didn't think much of it, but in middle school, she started to get even worse. She started picking on the other kids, and my mom got called to the principal's office countless times because of it. When I was in 10th grade and she was in 8th grade, that felt good. What are you doing, Lilly? When I got back to my room, Lilly was going through my bag. She took something from my bag and hid it behind her. Then, I just wanted to borrow some textbooks, that's all. But you're still in middle school. Why would you need my textbooks? That makes no sense. I just wanted to prepare myself ahead of time, you know? You know how much I like school. That was a lie. Well, she did like school, but that's only because she liked to flirt with boys. Whenever she was home, she was always on her phone, watching YouTube videos about how to put on makeup and stuff. I've never seen her study at home. Not once. And she always did horrible on tests. She hated to study. Wait a minute. I got my paycheck today from work. And it was in my bag. Did she just steal money from me? I stared at her for a few seconds. She stood there, looking really awkward. Then, hold it right there! Then I grabbed her arm. She had a bunch of $20 bills in her hand! I knew it! She was trying to steal from me! Mom! Lilly tried to steal from me! I yelled out loud, calling my mom who was downstairs. She came running upstairs right away. Lilly, what have you done now? It's not what it looks like, Mom. I'm serious. My parents never spoiled her or anything. Every time she did something bad, they always yelled at her. And you did not want to make my mom angry. She was really scary. And as Lilly got older, she got even scarier. She was kind of scared of her now. After that, she stopped misbehaving. I guess my mom scared her good. Then a few years later, Lilly graduated from high school. Then, she brought over her boyfriend and told us she was getting married. He was her classmate. We all knew him, but we had no idea they were dating. We asked him if he was sure about this. We said Lilly was quite the troublemaker. But he seemed really sure about this. And he seemed like a really good person, so after much thought, my parents gave them their blessings. But still, we were really worried. And we were right to be worried. 3 years later, she got divorced and came back to live with us. A week later, my mom left the house to go on vacation with some of her friends. Dad was in the hospital. He broke his leg at work the other day. So, until she got back, I was stuck in the house with Lily. I had a really bad feeling about this. A few hours later, I started cleaning the living room, but then Lily was laying down on the couch, eating chips and watching TV. I want to vacuum the floor. Can you move? What? No way! I'm watching TV. You've been watching TV for days now. I thought you were gonna get a job. You're an adult now. You gotta chip in for groceries and stuff. That was the deal, wasn't it? No, that? I lied. I'm not getting a job. Screw that. I'm gonna stay here until I find somewhere to go. I'm not gonna work. What? No worries. I'll find myself a nice man within a month. Then I'll move in with him. I'm not gonna stay here forever. Mom scares the crap out of me anyways. I hate this place. I see. So her plan was to leech off of them until she found a new boyfriend. Makes sense, I guess. Still, all she did was sit on the couch and watch TV. Why did she have to come back here? That night, I cooked dinner for the both of us. It was getting dark out, so we both headed to our room to go to bed. But then, just as I was about to fall asleep, I heard this weird noise. What was that? I got up to see what was going on. Oh crap! You're up! It was Lily. When I looked at her, she hid something behind your back. Not this again. This is high school all over again. She was standing right next to my bag. Hey! You stealing from me again? Huh? What? No! I just wanted to see what you had in your bag. That's all. YouTubers do it all the time to their families and friends. You really expect me to believe that? What do you have in your hands? Show me! Then I jumped towards her. Stop it! I grabbed her hand and it was my credit card. Hey! What is this? Explain yourself! I was just stop! I've heard enough. You haven't changed one bit. Wait, is this why your husband left you? You've been stealing from him, haven't you? What? No, way! Here, take it! I was just kidding. Don't tell Mom, okay? I gave it back, so... Of course I'm gonna tell her. What? Oh, come on! You're being a jerk. Me? You're the one who tried to steal from me. But I gave it back. Stop being so stubborn. Screw you. I'm leaving first thing tomorrow. To hell with you all. Once Mom hears about this, she's gonna tear her apart. And she knows it. She was coming home in a few days, so she didn't have much time left. I was done with her, so I texted Mom and told her what happened. Then my mom and I came up with this plan. All right, all set. Then I went back to bed. The next morning, when I got up, Lily was gone. I guess she really left. Her room was empty and her stuff was gone too. But then a few hours later, I got a call from Jenna. Pam? Hello? Hey, Jenna. What is it? Everything okay? Pam, check your wallet. Now! Huh? I was at the mall just now and I saw Lily. It looked like she went on a shopping spree. She had a lot of stuff with her. So I asked her how she can afford all this and she told me she used your credit card. She was bragging about it like it was nothing. I think she stole from you. She was unbelievable. I didn't even know what to say at that point. I guess it's time to teach her a lesson. I had a feeling she might try something like this, so I had a plan. This is gonna be good. Can't wait to see the look of her face by the time I'm done with her. Then, Jenna continued. She said she was leaving town tonight. She said she had to get out of here before your mom found out. When I asked her where she was gonna stay the night, she said she was gonna find some guy online. Just as I thought. Huh? Don't worry about it. I knew this would happen, so I told her about my plan. Then... Oh, wow! I had no idea. Well, I guess I got nothing to worry about then. Jenna started laughing out loud. The next day, Mom came home from her vacation. Ah, that was delicious! I love scones! Hey, you think I can stay at your house for a few days? I got nowhere to go. Come on, I'll pay for your coffee. Lily was with some random guy at a cafe. Not sure where she found him or how, but whatever, I don't want to know. She had no idea I was watching her. Then... What the? Pam? And Mom? What are you two doing here? She started flipping out. She knew she was screwed. How did you know where to find me? The credit card you stole from me. I can track it with my phone. I know exactly what you've been up to. You really thought I didn't know? What? Hold on. I thought I was in the clear. I knew she'd make a run for it before Mom came home. So I let her steal my card on purpose. So that I can track her down. Mom was furious. She was ready to jump on her. Then she looked at the guy next to her. Who are you exactly? If you don't want to get hurt, I suggest you take a hike, she said to him. She scared the crap out of him. He gasped and ran off like a coward. Hey, wait! Lily tried to stop him, but it was too late. Then... So, you stole my credit card, huh? You got some balls, dear. I'll give you that. Wait, what? This is your card? I can't be. This is Pam's. You sure about that? Check your card again. So, she took out her card again and looked at the name. What the hell? How did this happen? You're such an idiot. You know that? That night when she tried to steal my card from my room, I texted Mom and told her what happened. Then, she told me to swap my card with her card. She knew Lily was terrified of her and she said this was the only way for her to learn. This was all my mom's idea. And it worked like a charm. So she stole from the person she feared the most. She was screwed. Wait, how did this happen? Why did you have Mom's card? Wait, Pam, you tricked me, didn't you?
Hey, be quiet! You're the one who stole from us! You thief!
Ah! Look at her squirm. It was funny seeing her like this.
You've done it now, and you're no longer a kid. You're a grown adult now, so you're gonna pay for this. So, how are you gonna make this right?
Hold on! I thought it was Pam's! I didn't mean to!
That's not the point, you idiot!
Ah! Sorry! She fell to the ground, and she started apologizing to Mom. I'm sorry! Oh boy. Please forgive me!
Ugh, too late! You're not talking your way out of this one. And I already know how you're gonna make this right.
Huh?
I went to this shrine while I was on vacation and the priest there, he was a really scary man. And he's looking for new trainees to join his shrine.
What?
Yeah, and there's this factory near the shrine. The manager there, he's nice to most people, but he's very strict against to people like you. He's like the devil.
Factory!
You're going to live at that shrine until you clean up your act. And you're gonna work at the factory during the day. All the things you bought with my credit card. You're gonna pay for it all. And you still owe your ex-husband money.
What? How did you... Your ex. He called Mom last night. He told her everything. You've been stealing from him for years. That's why he left you.
I gave him my word that you'll make this right. You're working there until you pay everyone back. Actually, I'm gonna ask them to let you stay there until you become a better person.
That's gonna take a while. Looks like you'll be living there for a while, Lily. Please forgive me! Please! She started crying, but it was too late for that now. A few days later, she got sent to the shrine as a new trainee. She also started working at that factory. She trained at the shrine during the day and worked the night shift at the factory. They worked her like a dog. The other day, we went to go check on her and she seemed exhausted. She looked like a completely different person now. It was kind of funny. When she saw us, she started apologizing to us, begging her to let her go home, but we just ignored her and left. After what she did, she's not getting off that easy. Mom says she's gonna be here until she becomes a better person, so that'll probably take 20 years at least. As for us, peace finally returned to our home. Oh, and Dad came home from the hospital the other day. And last Sunday, we invited Jenna over to the house for some tea and... Hey, Pam. Something smells really good. Yep, I made some cake. You gave me chocolate for Valentine's Day, so... Hope you enjoy. Wow, cool. I love cake.
Jenna, welcome.
Hello.
Come on in. I'll make you some cocoa.
Thanks. She makes the best cocoa ever. She always puts extra marshmallows in mine. Come on.
My name is Paige. I'm 38 years old. I'm an industrial designer manufacturing industrial products, such as home appliances and cars. I used to work for a company, but I work as a freelancer now. My income is getting stable, so I bought a 53-story high-rise and I recently moved in. Right after I moved here, I became close with my neighbor Emma. Emma! Thank you for the potatoes you gave me yesterday. I cooked it with butter and it was so good. I'm so surprised that I was able to cook such a delicious dish. Oh really? I'm glad you enjoyed the potatoes. My parents from the north sent plenty of potatoes to me. I ended up making loads of potato salad yesterday, together with my husband and our son. Cooking with your family, that sounds fun. By the way, when making potato salad, it'll taste even better if you add corn soup base. Just like that, Emma and I were happily chatting there at the entrance to the high-rise. To live comfortably and to have good people living here, this is the best high-rise one could ask for. That's what I thought at the time, but the moment the sliding doors opened... here they come. Emma couldn't hide her frustration and let out a sigh. Huh? What does she mean, here they come? So I looked in the direction of the sliding door where she was looking at. Standing there was a man and a woman who looked around the same age as me, and grinning next to them was a young boy who looked like he was in middle school. All of them were wearing fancy clothes with luxury brand logos printed all over. And then... Oh my, is that you? Mia living on the lower floor? Why are you in the entrance hall acting as if you own this place?
What's the reason why the entrance hall of this high-rise is this huge and clean? It's because we, people living on the top floor, are paying a lot for the administration expenses. Yeah, that's right, what Dad said. Poor people should go back to their lower-level rooms.
Who are these people? What in the world is happening? I was very shocked to see people like them not in movies or shows, but in real life. Paige, let's go. Emma whispered in my ear. However, Emma and I didn't budge and stayed there.
Hey, Mom, I want to eat outside for dinner. Hey, that sounds like a good idea. Let's have dinner at your favorite French restaurant on Fifth Avenue.
It's a very luxurious restaurant where only the chosen people, wealthy people like us, can afford to go there. They said it loudly so that we could hear them, and then they marched their way into the elevator and left. Emma, who are those people? They're that family living on the top floor of this high-rise. The woman's name is Mia, and her husband's name is Tim, and their son is called Max. Is that so? They look like troublemakers. They moved into this high-rise just a bit earlier than you, but it seems like they're very proud of living in the most expensive room here, because they always boast about it. Is that so? Everyone living in this high-rise, including me, don't try to be close to them. Everyone ignores them even when they get boastful comments like what that family just said earlier, because it's a hassle. People like them will just waste your time if you get involved with them. I should probably just ignore them. As for Emma and me, we sat down away from them. Then the meeting immediately began. Not long after the meeting started, the time to determine the chairman of the board of directors, who would be responsible for representing the management association and overseeing its operations, had arrived. The board chairman? Of course that will be Tim and me, right? All of a sudden, Mia said those words loudly, making everyone attending the meeting freeze for a moment. What? Mia and Tim as the chairman of the board of directors? Oh, you've gotta be kidding me. I'm sure everyone else thought that in their heads if this couple ran the management association, it would be a disaster for sure. My family and I live on the topmost floor of this high-rise, you know. Of course there's no way the chairman will be someone other than my husband and me, because my family and I have the highest position in this condominium. While Mia was laughing out loud, everyone was whispering about whether Mia had a clue at all of the responsibilities of the board chairman. However, Emma suddenly stood up and shouted, "I disagree!" She said loud and clear so that everyone could hear. Actually, a few days before this meeting, Emma's son, who was still in kindergarten, was crying when he arrived home. Apparently, Max told him at the entrance hall not to use the elevator. Max further said terrible things to him and even shoved him. Emma told me that she went to complain to Mia about what her son did, but Mia told her that it was their fault for being poor. Since then, the deep rage inside Emma's heart towards Mia, Tim, and Max grew stronger and stronger to the point that she couldn't take it anymore. I'm thinking that's the reason why she finally summoned up the courage to say her opinion. The former chairman of the board was a very trustworthy person who lived here for a long time, right? However, Mrs. Mia just moved into this condominium several months ago. That is why I can't trust her, so I am against her grabbing the role. How dare you! You're just a peasant living on the lower floor! If you're fine with people who just moved into this condominium like Mia, then I nominate Paige as the chairman of the board, because I trust that Paige will be able to do the job. Wait, what? Did you just nominate me? When I heard my name get nominated all of a sudden, I was flustered because of shock. But then... So your name is Paige. On which floor do you live? Which floor? I live next to Emma and her family. Just when I thought that Mia looked puzzled for a moment, she laughed. Someone living on the lower floor is the chairman? You've gotta be kidding me. My husband Tim works for a large corporation and our son Max goes to a well-known private middle school. We're filthy rich, do you even understand that? Mia started boasting about how rich they were. No matter how much everyone tried to stop her from boasting about her wealth, Mia wouldn't stop babbling, so we dismissed the meeting. The next day, I felt relieved when I received a message. The current chairman will continue his position for 2 more years. By the way, Emma apologized to me many times for nominating me to be the chairman out of the blue without discussing it with me. Well, I'm happy to hear that Emma trusted me, so I'm not angry at all. Then in the afternoon on Friday the next week, I had to go to the northern part of the country for work. I brought the carry-on bag with me and I used the elevator to go to the entrance hall. I said I don't care if you call me a peasant living on the lower floor, but I'm telling you to stop saying that to my son! The moment the elevator doors opened, I saw Emma yelling at Mia, Tim, and Max. Huh! I was only stating the truth. He's the son of peasants, so he's a peasant too. If you're frustrated by me calling your son a peasant, try moving into a higher place than our house. Oh, but sorry, there's no floor above ours where you can move into. You! If I don't do anything about this, I think Emma might just blow up out of anger. I also thought that it was about time that I told these people what they needed to hear, so I walked towards the four of them and said, "Emma, please calm down. Paige." That's when the most shocking thing happened. Out of nowhere, Mia started kicking my carry-on bag. Hey! Mia, what do you think you're doing? Shut up, you peasants of the lower floor! Paige, I heard rumors that before you moved into this high-rise, you were living in a house in the suburbs. Huh! Peasants like you struggle financially even when living in the suburbs. The reason why you bought a room on this condominium is because you want to make yourself look like you're rich and you were finally able to afford it after years and years of savings, right? If you're just going to live on the lower floors, what's the point of living in a high-rise? It's best you leave this condominium. It would be better for you if you sold the room that you bought and go back to the suburbs. You might have a better future that way.
Get out of here! Get out!
The carry-on bag that Mia kicked is a very valuable belonging which was given to me by my mother when I decided to become a freelancer. She even wished me good luck when she handed it to me. This woman! If I don't do anything, Mia and her family will continue to do this to us. There's no way I'm letting her do this to us. Alright, I've decided. It might be a bit of a hassle, but I guess I'll finally put a stop to this once and for all. Mia, Tim, and Max, do you have a bit of time? Time, you say? There's something I want to show you. If you take a look at it, I'm sure you'll be able to understand the reason why I lived in the suburbs before coming here, and the reason why I am living on the lower floor of this high-rise.
Hey, Mom and Dad, I wonder what that old lady'll show us. I have no idea. Maybe she'll go to the bank and show us her account with little to no savings?
That sounds interesting. Go on, show it to us. Who in the world would show their passbook balance? While the three of them were getting excited to see what I was about to show them, it seemed like Emma guessed where I was taking them. She laughed and slammed her right hand into her outstretched left palm. We then walked out of the entrance hall and headed towards the back of the high-rise. 5 minutes later, we arrived at the destination. I looked at them and said, "I can't park at this rooftop, so..." I uttered those words while pointing my finger at something. What? I often have to travel far because of work, and I don't like wasting time, so I got qualified and bought this helicopter. There's no helipad on top of the high-rise, and it's more convenient for me to live in the suburbs and the lower floors. Did you just say you bought it?
What? You own this? So does that mean that this helicopter is...
Yours, Paige! Yep, that's right. What I pointed out earlier is the helicopter I own. We're at the helipad right now where the helicopter is waiting for me. Wait, what? I heard that even the cheapest helicopter costs around $30 million!
That's right, if you include maintenance costs. You'll need to be earning an extremely high amount of money.
There's no way that people living on the lower floor like you can afford to buy such an expensive mode of transportation. I'm sure you're just lying about this. Nope, she's not lying. It's the truth. Paige is a superwoman earning an annual income exceeding $1 million.
What? $1 million?
Mia and Tim fell on their knees looking at my helicopter. On the other hand, Max's reaction was...
Wow, I didn't know that helicopters could be bought and owned. Please let me ride that helicopter. I want to try. Please let me, please.
Little Max was very excited and begged me to let him ride the helicopter. That's when Mia and Tim grabbed their son's shoulders. Max, why are you begging her when she lives on the lower floor? We're leaving now. Listen, don't you ever forget that no matter how much you earn annually, you live on the lower floor. My family and I live on the topmost floor and are the most important people among the residents of this condominium. Mia barked at me and stuttered. Then the three of them left the helipad and Emma headed inside to high-rise as well. I then hopped on the helicopter and headed to work. However, the next week when I arrived at the condominium after work, I saw a shocking scene. The moment I walked into the entrance hall, we promised to repay you someday! The hall was filled with residents of the condominium, and I saw Mia and Tim lying flat on the floor, all while being held down by scary-looking men. Ah, Paige! My brain didn't register the scene in front of me right away, Then Emma appeared by my side. Oh, Emma, what is happening here? It seems like they're bill collectors who are here for Mia and Tim. What? A bill collector? Apparently Mia and Tim took out an unreasonable loan to buy the property in the topmost floor of the condominium, even though they were advised by their financial planner not to do it. I heard that Mia was the daughter of a wealthy family and Tim working at a huge corporation were both lies. Huh? Lies? But why would they go so far as to tell such lies? It's incomprehensible for us, but maybe it's to put on airs that they're rich? It seems like they borrowed money from different finance companies in order to pay for the tuition at the private school that Max goes to, and in order to pay for the initial deposit for the condominium, but they couldn't borrow money anymore, so they ended up borrowing money from black money lending. Oh my, vanity is a terrible thing. Emma and I were whispering to each other about the situation, but then... Paige! Mia noticed that I was there, so she shook off the hands of the scary-looking man again and again. She and Tim started crawling towards me. Please, I beg you, lend us money. Huh?
Paige, you're earning millions every year, so please, help us.
The two of them begged me for help as they rubbed their face on the entrance hall floor. That's when the scary-looking man looked at me and said,
Are you close with these two?
So I honestly answered, no, not at all.
But...
Because we're not close at all. After I responded, the scary-looking men looked at each other and nodded. They then grabbed Mia and Tim's arms and legs once again. Then the scary-looking men shoved the two screaming adults into the vehicle that was waiting outside. After that, the two of them were sent overseas, where they're now working a very dangerous job that was introduced to them by an unscrupulous financial company. Mia ended up working in an unsafe country digging for something. As for Tim, he ended up working in a boat surrounded by heinous criminals. Mia and Tim were sent to different countries, but rumors say that they're both in shambles now and they're crying every day wishing to go back home. As for Max, he transferred from a private middle school to a public school. His relatives apparently took him in. The next day, Max apologized to Emma's son, saying,
I'm sorry for kicking you that day.
Then I told him, if you behave and become a good boy, I'll let you ride my helicopter. He was probably motivated by that because he now helps with the chores at his relative's house, and he's also working hard on his studies. Then, when we met Max again after a while, he turned into a very responsible boy. That it was hard to believe that he was the same person as the naughty little boy he used to be. Now, as for me, this is how I'm living my life. I'm living a comfortable life every day at the condominium. I'm still very much good friends with Emma and... I remembered, Paige. I tried adding corn soup base to the potato salad, just like how you taught me. Really? How was it? It was very delicious. My son and husband said that today's potato salad is even more delicious compared to the one we always had. They were very happy. If you don't mind, I'll give you some later on, okay? Really? Yay! That'll be a great help. Thanks in advance. I've been really busy with work lately, so I don't have much time to cook at home. I need to fly to Cali today for work. Career women are very cool. Take care and keep safe, okay? Thank you. I feel refreshed talking to you before I fly to Cali. I'm so glad to have a friend like you. My name is Paige. I'm a 29-year-old full-time housewife. Currently, I live with my husband, Thomas. Actually, I've only spoken about this with Thomas, but get this. I actually have Thomas's first child inside of me right now. It's been 3 years since we got married, but we were having trouble getting blessed with a child. When we discovered that I was pregnant, Thomas and I both cried tears of happiness. We're gonna become a family of 3! I was excited from the bottom of my heart for the birth of our child. However, we decided not to say anything to our in-laws until I reached the safe. That's what we decided as a couple.
I'm home! Paige, how are you feeling? Is your morning sickness okay?
Welcome home, Thomas! Yeah, today's been a really good day. I was just thinking it's uneasy to be at home by myself, so I was thinking about maybe going to maternity school starting next month.
Well, that's good. I wonder if the baby inside of you is a boy, or is it going to be a girl? Either way, I'm happy. I really can't wait. I bet even if it looks like me, or it looks like you, It's going to be the cutest baby in the world.
Yeah, I think so too. As long as the baby comes out healthy, that's all we can hope for. That reminds me, when do you want to talk to your mom and dad about it? Maybe next month? The doctor told me that at this stage, the risk of a miscarriage significantly decreases, so we're getting into the safe zone.
I see. That's good news. Well then, I'm pretty sure we'll have a dinner party at my parents' house soon. So why don't we talk to them about it then? But that being said, my older sister is currently going through infertility treatment, and she's pretty sensitive towards the word pregnancy, so we need to find the right timing and be careful when we tell them.
That's true. I don't think we can celebrate too much in front of your sister, and plus with the way that I'm physically feeling changes day by day, and so if I'm being honest, I don't think I can participate in the dinner parties the same way that I did before. Once a month, my in-laws had dinner parties, and besides my husband and I, my brother's older sister Karen and her husband, who lived in a different state, also came to join. And to be honest, these parties weren't fun for me at all. If anything, I wish I didn't have to participate, that's how I felt. Because as the daughter-in-law who married into the family, I get put to work preparing all the food and drink for the family. Not only am I unable to actually sit down and relax and eat, they don't even include me in their conversations. They practically treat me like a slave. What are my mother-in-law and sister-in-law doing during that time, you ask? Well, my mother-in-law just orders me around as she likes, and since my sister-in-law married into her husband's family, she's treated like a guest in the house. That's why I am the only one that has to run around and take care of everything. To be honest, not once have I ever thought that dinner party as being enjoyable.
Hey Paige, speak of the devil! I just got a message from my mom. She asked if we wanted to get together on Saturday this week. What do you want to do? Do you want to skip this time? I don't mind either way.
What should I do? We don't have any reason not to go, and we've also never missed any of the parties until now, so they might think it's suspicious.
Well then, why don't we participate? And if we can find the right time to say that we're pregnant, we can tell them.
That's true. That's what I said, but as usual, I was definitely not looking forward to it. I just know that it's 2 to 3 hours that I have to tolerate it, but in reality, I really hated it. As for Thomas, he always seems to be enjoying his meal as usual with his family, but that's because he doesn't notice any of the harassment that I was receiving from his mother and his sister. Because they were very sneaky about it, and in order not to show people that they were harassing me, they would do it secretly in the kitchen or in the hallways, and it also wasn't enough to make me cry on the spot, and it's not like they were obviously hurting me, so I thought that it would be fine as long as I just tolerated it. That's why I hadn't really told Thomas about it. So, the dinner party over the weekend. My mother-in-law had ordered delivery from the famed Panecore sushi restaurant. She'd ordered 5 portions of the specialty sushi and 1 order of bean rolls. Apparently, my father-in-law was going to be home late that day, so he wasn't going to join until later. And my sister-in-law Karen's husband was busy, so they said they would also be joining later. Wow! Today's specialty sushi also looks so delicious. It does, doesn't it? Looks like the young chef put a lot of care into making the sushi today. Look, you can see how luscious the fish is that are in season right now. It looks delicious. All right, everyone, sit down, sit down. Oh, Paige, can you get the plates for the soy sauce and also the hot tea for the people who aren't drinking alcohol? Yes, ma'am, right away. I see. Today they're planning on using me like a slave from the very beginning. I did exactly as I was told, and I prepared the small plates for the soy sauce and prepared 3 cups of hot tea in the kitchen. During that time, the family was already diving into the sushi, and they kept saying things like, "Oh, it's so delicious, it's so good," and they were eating the specialty sushi one by one. Paige, is the tea ready yet? I'm thirsty. And also, once you're done pouring the tea, can you also get the soup ready? Yes. That's right. Oh, and there's also pickles in the fridge. Can you separate that into 2 plates? And I want you to bring that out to the dining table. Yes, ma'am. Oh, also, Paige, 1 cold beer from the fridge, too. Oh, please wait a moment. I'm going to prepare each thing one by one now. What is it? Today they're more aggressive than usual. I was running around all over the house, doing exactly as I was told by my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law. I'm exhausted. Today, more than most days, I'm exhausted. Especially since I was also pregnant with a child. I can't move as quickly as I used to be able to. That's how I felt. And then sometime after that, I finally finished all of the things that they asked of me, and I was finally able to sit down in the seat in the corner for me. Paige, thanks for taking care of that. I prepared this sushi especially for you. For you, instead of the specialty sushi plate, you can have these bean rolls. What? What? What's so surprising about that? Because every month I'm doing a dinner party just for the family. So I made sure to prepare enough specialty sushi plates for the family. And so here, you're not family, you're dinner. That should be enough, shouldn't it? How could you? To be fair, because I was pregnant, I was trying not to eat too much raw fish, but even still, she didn't know I was pregnant, and this is how she treats me? Poor Paige, you look like you're shrinking in your seat. Come on, why are you so upset? That's hilarious. This is so awful. Oh dear, Paige, do you not have an appetite? If you're not going to eat it, then I can eat it for you. I can also eat it for you. As they said that the two of them started to eat the bean rolls that were right in front of me. Thomas was still at the table and he was shocked by the situation and he was shaking in his seat. However, before Thomas and I could say anything back, suddenly I started to get dizzy. And the world was spinning in front of me. Because I'd been standing the whole time and I was so hungry that I hadn't eaten yet, even though that was the middle of dinner party, I started to feel unwell. Thomas noticed the change in me and he quickly said,
Hey, Paige, are you okay? Get it together!
When I heard Thomas's voice, I was somehow able to come back to myself and I drank the water that Thomas had brought me and I was able to calm down. But when I looked at Thomas...
I can't hold it anymore!
Oh, he's about to lose it. I immediately realized. Oh, my phone. All right, I'm ready. However, my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law were looking at us, but because they were already drunk from the alcohol, they only chose to shower me with more harassment. What? Cut it out. I'm desperately trying to hold in my laughter. That's right. You know, actually, my mom and I were saying lately that you've gotten a little fatter these days. And especially since you've gotten fat, if you move too much, you'll probably get out of breath. But then look at you, you're not actually feeling well. I know, right? That's why for the sake of your diet, instead of the specialty rolls, we thought that the bean rolls might be better for you. So, you know, that was my kindness to you. Aren't you glad, Paige? You were able to have less food today, so maybe you will have lost a bit of weight by now. I stood up with my heavy body and I was about to give him a piece of my mind. However, at that moment...
That's enough already! Both of you!
Thomas, what are you getting so angry about? Your sister and I were just giving our opinions for Paige's own sake. That's right, and why are you glaring at us like that? That's so unlike you, Thomas. Plus, I'm sure you would prefer a more smart-looking wife than a fat one, right, Thomas? Because Paige was being lazy and not taking care of herself, and we were kind enough to give her some guidance today.
Excuse me? You're doing this for Paige's sake? And that's why you're calling Paige lazy and fat and things like that?
That's right. Thomas, you're too nice, so you can't be honest with Paige, can you? Because you know, your kindness has always been your best quality since you were little. That's right! You're the type that can't be straightforward with how you feel. It seems like you especially can't say anything to Paige, you poor thing. Well, Paige is an outsider after all. It's not your fault that you have to be careful with your words with her. That's right, because she's not a member of our family. That's why I spoke up on your behalf.
You say Paige isn't a member of our family? Even though she's my wife?
Well, I guess that's what that means. But you don't need to worry about details like that.
Huh?
This is bad, this is really bad! You shouldn't make Thomas more angry than this. Thomas's mom and his sister, please don't open your mouth any further. Because Thomas... Normally he's really calm. He's quiet and he's kind, thoughtful, and I'm sure even before he got married, he's actually never gotten angry. However, I've always heard that people like that are even more terrifying when they actually do get mad. And Thomas, when he's angry, is extremely terrifying. And that's because he had a strong sense of justice, and he is an honest man that hates anything twisted. However, it was already too late.
Are you kidding me? Paige is carrying our precious baby right now! We wanted to give you the big news today, but I'm nothing but disappointed in the two of you!
What? Paige is pregnant! I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah, because we didn't tell you! Especially because of Karen's situation, and we were trying to be sensitive about that and find the right timing to tell you. And yet, I can't believe that the two of you would team up and harass Paige like this! You pieces of crap!
I'm sorry, Thomas, but we didn't know anything about Paige being pregnant.
You don't need to reply! I'm telling you that no matter what you say now, it's too late!
Because that's...
Even before she got pregnant, you two bastards were harassing her, weren't you? Do you think that I don't know anything about it?
Huh? Well, I had a feeling that this might happen someday, but this is the perfect opportunity. That's why I also thought that today we should make everything clear. Without knowing anything, they were harassing me, thinking Thomas didn't know. But let me tell them now that this harassment of me was actually pretty famous with the neighbors as well. It seemed that Thomas had the same thought, and so when Thomas was done saying what he wanted to say, it was my turn to tell them.
Mom, have you guys forgotten that the young chef of Panikori Sushi and I are high school classmates?
What? So what are you saying that has to do with this?
I actually got a call from him the other day that even though you've ordered from them many times, that my wife has apparently never eaten the sushi. And so, he asked me what was going on.
Well, that's because Paige probably just didn't have the time to eat it. That's not our fault. Hey, Paige, you need to say something. At this rate, it makes us seem like we're the bad guys. Well then, as you wish. I'll say one thing about that. Every single time when you're done eating, it's always my responsibility to turn the sushi plates back to the restaurant, isn't it? And every time I do that, the young chef asked me how the sushi tasted, so I wasn't able to fake it anymore. That's why I told him I've never actually been able to try his sushi. Huh? Hey, what did you do? Why would you do that? Well, I am an honest person, so whenever I return the sushi platter, there are always a lot of the neighbors there as well. And so that's why I tell them the bean rolls are truly delicious here. Hey! And I told them how, even though the sushi rice is delicious and the fresh fish is carefully treated, how you and your daughter drenched the expensive sushi in soy sauce, and how you sometimes separate the fish from the rice and put mayonnaise on it. Hey! You! I also told them about how before the dinner party I overheard you two talking about how you were gonna make me suffer. What? But then the neighbors told me that they wanted me to tell them more about these dinner parties, and so I did. How you're always talking trash about your husband, and that when you get drunk you don't tell your husband, and you go to the casino and you're actually in debt because of it. Huh? And then I also told them how one time when you were drunk, Karen, you told me that even though you're receiving money for infertility treatment from your husband, that you're actually spending it all on an escort. I told the neighbors all about that too. Ha!
You two are the worst! I can't believe that's what was going on! As long as you don't think of Paige as part of the family, I won't be able to think of you two as my family either!
Hey, wait!
I'm cutting all ties with you! I won't be contacting you anymore! And I'm gonna be telling Dad and your husband about this, Karen!
Oh, you don't need to worry about that.
What?
Ever since this conversation started, I've actually been on the phone with your father and Karen's husband, and they've been connected. With that, I pulled out my cell phone that I'd been hiding in my pocket, and my mother-in-law and sister-in-law turned completely pale.
Oh, well done, Paige.
Thanks.
Well then, Paige, let's go home. I already called the taxi.
Okay. Hey, wait! Let's talk about this all together one more time. That's right. If anything, I can order one more platter of the specialty sushi right now, right? Come on, we're family, aren't we? Let's get along, right?
Family? No. The only family that I have is Paige, and we're going to spend time as a family. So I'm leaving.
Oh, Thomas, don't forget. Our family's about to grow with one more person.
Oh, that's right.
My sister-in-law was pale and had lost her words, and my mother-in-law was crying and mumbling. But Thomas and I ignored them, and we held hands and walked out the door. My mother-in-law was crying and apologizing, but Thomas didn't look back once. My mother-in-law was brushed off by her beloved only son, and her secret was exposed to her husband. And similarly, Karen was about to go into a war zone with her husband. However, those were both seeds that they planted themselves. I suppose you could say that it was only a matter of time. 3 days later, my mother-in-law and sister-in-law were divorced, and I heard that they were both riddled in debt. Now the two of them are living in a rundown apartment together, and they both have multiple part-time jobs just to work and try to pay back those debts. On the other hand, as for me, today was a day of my pregnancy exams. Hey, listen to this, Thomas! Today when I went to the hospital, I found out the gender of our baby!
What? Really? Which one's it gonna be? A boy? A girl?
Looks like we're gonna be having a girl!
A girl! I knew it! You know, I had a feeling we were going to have a girl. I've already even thought of a name.
Really?
Yeah, Pauline. I wanted to name our daughter Pauline.
Oh my, what a beautiful name.
My name is Paige. I'm a 28-year-old. I work at an office as a clerk. I've just started working in this department, but I've been working in this company ever since I graduated from high school. My father passed away before I became old enough to remember, and my mother followed when I was 8 years old. Since then, I've been living with my aunt, so I wanted to become independent as soon as possible. My mother noticed something was wrong with her body, so she hurried to the hospital to get checked. The doctor diagnosed her with terminal cancer. She was the kind of person who never whined or complained, no matter what difficulties she encountered. This might be one of the reasons why cancer was not detected right away. However, despite her terminal cancer, my mother continued to work hard, doing her best not to show how much she's struggling inside. She works hard every day to raise me. I respected my mother, who was a powerful woman and unfazed by anything. At that time, I was very worried about her, but I felt frustrated that I couldn't do anything to help her.
I'm home. You're already awake. Good morning, Paige.
Mom, you went to work at night again? You shouldn't do that. More importantly, why are you drenched?
Oh, nothing to worry about. I just bathed in the river.
You bathed in the river? Mom, please take good care of your body.
I'm sorry about that, Paige. All right, I should prepare breakfast now.
No, Mom, you should pat yourself to dry immediately and get some sleep.
But I bought this many ingredients, you see. You have school today, right, Paige? You should go get dressed for school.
I think my mother cooked breakfast after that. I was immersed in the precious memories I had of my mother, but...
Hey, are you even listening to what I'm saying?
Huh? Yes. Oh my lord, I zoned out at work. I should focus. What was it?
Just as I thought, you weren't listening to me. Are your ears rotten? This is why you're no good. You hillbilly with an inferior education.
This man is my colleague, Alex. Apparently, he graduated from a famous private university, and he's the son of a wealthy family who has a house in Tribeca.
I've been telling you for a while that the one you've been working on, I'll take over that. Understood?
Huh? Wait a second. Again? This man intercepts my work at a stage where I'm almost ready to get a contract. I'm the newest member of this department, and Alex is the second newest member in this department. It seems like he thinks he can do just about whatever he wants and steal my work. Because I am in a lower position than him, and I have an inferior education compared to him. But I know that karma will eventually get to him. I believe that Alex will be punished for his actions someday. Only time will tell. Thinking that waste and leaving karma to do its job, I decided to just focus on the work I had in front of me. Then one day, the department head told me,
Ms. Page, can I ask you to do this job?
I was shocked when I looked at the materials that he handed me. What? Isn't this a very important job? But I'm the newest member of this department.
The president of this company, Mr. O'Brien, is a hard worker, and he's been through a lot. So he likes doing business with serious people like you. Besides, I trust you can do this, Paige.
Actually, the department head is the one who guided me when I first joined this company. I'm very happy to hear that he trusts me. Understood. Leave it to me. With that said, I was assigned to a very important job. It is difficult to do everything by myself, who is a newbie, so I was assigned to this job together with my senior at work. But unfortunately, that senior got into an accident and ended up at the hospital. So we immediately searched for a substitute, but it was a very important and huge project, so no one volunteered to do the job, except for one person.
Oh, I'll do that job.
What? You've got to be kidding me. I don't want to work with him.
Huh? But I might be the second newest member of this department after Paige, but I'm the one who got the most number of contracts, you know. Leave this project to me.
The department head looked like he wasn't sure whether to assign Alex with me or not. Maybe he was worried about two newbies taking on the job. The department head looked like he didn't trust Alex. However, no one else wanted to do that job with me. But he didn't say, "I don't care about Alex as long as you're doing the job, Paige." He really trusts me to do this job. As a result, Alex and I ended up being assigned to this project. Right after both of us were assigned, Alex told me,
The department head is very dumb for assigning a hillbilly with low educational background. Well, upon successful completion of the business meeting, I will steal the department head's position. By the way, don't intrude during the business meeting. Understood?
he uttered. I have seen Alex skipping work a lot of the time when his boss is not looking. If I rely on him to do the job, I'm sure the business meeting will not go well at all. This is why I didn't tell Alex anything, and I prepared the documents and materials for the business meeting. The day of the business meeting finally arrived. This is a very important moment for our company. The future of our company is in our hands. The company's fate? No. You could even say that it's a business meeting that would impact the rest of my working life. So, before I walked out the front door, I put on the wristwatch, a memento of my mother, which she was wearing until her last breath. I also wore this wristwatch on the day of my job interview, and thanks to this watch, I was able to calm my nerves down and ace the interview. Mom, please watch over me and wish me luck. Then, it was finally time for the long-awaited business meeting. Good morning. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. O'Brien. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to meet.
Good morning.
I was about to shake hands with President O'Brien, but Alex butted in all of a sudden. I knew right away by the expression on Mr. O'Brien's face that he was put off by Alex. After that, I breathed a sigh and then shook hands with Mr. O'Brien.
Huh?
President O'Brien looked down all of a sudden and froze. I have no idea why. Is everything all right?
Huh? Oh, sorry about that.
I wonder what that was about. I got curious for a bit, but the business meeting started right away. However...
This product is... I
don't understand what he's saying. Alex told me not to intrude on him, so I kept quiet. But I didn't understand a thing from start to finish. Because of that, Mr. O'Brien grimaced. That is why I placed the materials I prepared for myself on the table. About that, if you could please take a look at these documents I've prepared for you. I started talking to explain about the product, but then...
Well, about those materials. I created them.
He then started to talk about what was written on the paper, as if he knew what he was talking about. However, he made several mistakes mentioning those that were not written, so I corrected him, but...
Hey, stop butting in! You're getting Mr. O'Brien confused.
What in the world are you thinking? You're the one getting him confused. You better brace yourself. Karma is just around the corner. However, a shocking revelation will be revealed after this. And just as predicted, Alex will go through a bitter experience after this. Now, we're in the middle of a very important business meeting. This is not the time to be showing negative feelings such as resentment and hatred. Reluctantly, I took it from my bag, the same materials that I showed Mr. O'Brien earlier, and I placed it on the table so Alex can see it.
You're so slow. Why didn't you take this out earlier? I'm sorry about that, Mr. Bryan. I will take full responsibility for this project, and I'm thinking of getting rid of this sloppy woman from this project, so, huh?
Looking at Mr. O'Brien, Alex and I stared blankly, because all of a sudden, Mr. O'Brien opened his eyes wide and started shaking. Mr. O'Brien came closer and asked,
Where did you get that wristwatch?
Huh?
Where did you get it from?
Huh? Oh, this wristwatch. This is actually a memento of my mother, who passed away 20 years ago. When I responded to him, Mr. O'Brien slumped and drooped his head.
I can't believe this is happening. Really? So Mrs. Penny passed away right after that?
Wait a second. Why does Mr. O'Brien know my mother's name? Could it be that you know my mother?
Yes. I never thought that I would be able to meet her daughter. Mrs. Penny saved my life.
What? She saved your life?
I was homeless, living under a bridge when I met her. I was working in an exploitative enterprise at that time to repay the debt that my deceased parents owed. I was harassed by the senior staff at work. I had a mental breakdown.
What? I remembered that time my mother came home dripping wet. So that was the reason why she came home in that state?
Since then, Mrs. Penny kept on visiting me and brought food for me. At first, I talked volubly to Mrs. Penny and I told her to leave me alone. But she always smiled at me despite that. Then after a while, I started to think that I'm blessed to have someone hope for me to live. That's when I realized that I should live and that I wanted to live. That wristwatch is a custom-made wristwatch that I gave to Mrs. Penny as a gift to thank her for everything she has done for me. When I finally found a place to work with food and board, I ordered that when I was young and I just started working at a new company. I had nothing else that I could give her to show my gratitude. However, after I gave her the wristwatch, Mrs. Penny collapsed all of a sudden and...
That's when Mr. O'Brien's voice started shaking.
I asked for people to help me, but no one would listen to me because of how I was dressed dirty. When I went back to Mrs. Penny shortly thereafter, there was a crowd of people and the ambulance took her to the hospital. So I asked the people which hospital she was taken to, but nobody told me because I looked shabby. I then tried searching for the hospital that Mrs. Penny might be admitted to, but I never found where she was.
A few hours after my mother was taken to the hospital, she went to heaven. That's why you couldn't find her, no matter how hard you searched.
That's when I realized that maybe Mrs. Page had an illness ever since the day I met her. Because the day when I jumped into the river, she scolded me a lot. In tears, she asked me what was I thinking. She continued saying that as long as I'm alive, I'll be able to manage somehow. She told me that I can start over as many times as I want. But then I shouted at her, "You have no idea what I'm going through." I still haven't apologized to her about that.
Tears ran down Mr. O'Brien's cheeks.
I'm sorry for being emotional during a business meeting. These materials that you've prepared are very easy to understand. I would like to consider this in a positive direction.
Mr. O'Brien said and smiled at me. However, Alex has been looking back and forth to me and Mr. O'Brien saying, "Huh?" while the president told his story. Alex then stood up and started talking.
I don't understand what you're talking about, but I guess we got ourselves a contract.
He then leaned into the president and gestured to shake hands. However,
What? Huh? I only said that I would consider this in a positive direction. Also, I would like to talk about this project excluding you. What? I don't understand what you've been saying the whole time. What? You're exactly like the senior staff that I used to work with, who kept on harassing me. I can tell that you're the kind of person who takes credit for someone else's work and looks down on someone without knowing what they're going through. I hate to say this, but I can tell just by looking at you.
Alex was attacked by the president, so he turned pale and cried. Then after that, inside the taxi on our way back to the office,
I got preached at by Mr. O'Brien because of you. This is why I told you so many times not to butt in.
he barked at me like a dog. However, the moment Alex and I stepped into the office,
Alex, what in the world have you done?
the department head scolded him, so Alex let out a small cry.
I heard everything from President O'Brien about what you did at the business meeting. I'll have to remove you from this project. What? But no, wait a second, boss.
Alex then stood up and ran towards the department head.
No, it's all a misunderstanding. Paige sidetracked me at weird times, making President O'Brien bewildered and confused.
However,
You know what President O'Brien told me? If Paige wasn't there, he would be done with the business meeting in 1 minute and turn away from the project.
the department head rolled his eyes and gave a sharp look.
As for you, Paige, President O'Brien praised the materials you prepared. He told me that he would like you to go alone, Paige, to further discuss the project. This is a huge project. Do you think you'll be fine by yourself?
Yes, I'm honored to take this project.
All right, then. I'm counting on you. What? Wait, why?
Alex started crying and he pointed a finger at me. He seems to appeal to the department head.
But she's the newest member of this department. She also has the lowest level of performance. Right, she has the lowest level of performance because you've been stealing her work. If not for that, she would have been the top performer of this department. What? I received a complaint from a client that they want Paige to be in charge of this project, not you. Recently, the number of clients who are complaining because of you is getting higher by the day. Also, I investigated a bit about you. You went skipping work when you were working outside the office. You know that this company can't afford to hire people who behave like you. Wait, are you saying that I'm fired? I told the president everything that happened, but you better brace yourself, for the president will make the decision. Oh no!
Out of shock, Alex collapsed and cried. This is not what was supposed to happen! After that, the company president decided to fire him. Alex was then investigated after that, and they found out that he had done illegal things. I heard that he looked for a new job after he got fired. But unfortunately for him, there was a pandemic, so there were no companies willing to hire more employees. He now lives in a tiny, shabby apartment with no washer and dryer. He borrowed money from an unscrupulous finance company. He was raised in a wealthy household, and he still has a habit of spending a lot of money. So he mindlessly used up all of the money he borrowed. He ended up getting evicted from his apartment because he couldn't pay for rent anymore. Rumors say that he has been chased around the city by scary-looking men. Apparently, Alex is actually disowned by his parents. In order to get back at his parents who disowned him, he planned to improve his performance at the company and eventually become a very successful businessman. But that dream never came to fruition. He intercepted the projects of his colleagues, thinking that he can easily get ahead without much effort on his part. He even kept on conducting unfair practices, so I think he deserves what he got. Now as for me, the business negotiation was successful after that huge hurdle. I'm busier than ever now, but I'm living a very fulfilling life. That evil project thief is not around anymore after all. And oh, by the way, after President O'Brien and I talked about work...
Ms. Page, if it's all right with you, is it okay if I visit the grave of Mrs. Penny?
Huh? Oh, yes, of course.
But do you think she'll be fine if I visit her? Don't you think I'll be a bother?
Huh? A bother? Why do you think that?
Because ever since I met Mrs. Penny, all I did was say bad things to her.
President O'Brien, I think my mother will be very happy to hear that you're alive and kicking and doing very well in life.
Mrs. Page.
Because my mother wanted you to continue living and someday find your happiness. Isn't that why she kept on visiting you? Please visit her grave and show her your happy and healthy self. I'm sure my mother will be very happy to see you.
Thank you for watching! What kind of crazy people will we get to see next? Stay tuned for more!